Hey you guys, welcome back. So, what will we be talking about today? I am going to continue on with the Job Chronicles, and we're going to hit up my second job that I've ever gotten in my entire lifetime. But first, how's your day? How are you doing? I'm doing okay. The weather is nice. It's actually been getting rather cold out here in Nishinomiya. If you want to see here. Oh, the camera's backwards. Pretty fucking cold. Japan actually has seasons, but where I'm from, it's usually like hot like 80% of the year, and then the last 20% is like cold and windy and disgusting outside. So I actually prefer the weather here because at least I know when it's coming and what to expect, and I don't have to wear a sweatshirt and shorts whenever I go outside. Today, we're going to be talking about when I worked at Amy's Hallmark at a mall called LaCantera. I was in college at this time, and this job I did not get by reference. I actually got it myself. I was getting to a point in college where my scholarship money wasn't really cutting it for, I guess, the lifestyle I wanted to live at the time, which was just, I really liked to buy clothes at like Forever 21 all the time. It was a problem. Getting a job added fuel to that flame. In college, not really making the best decisions. Happens to the best of us. I had to get a job, so I went over to LaCantera, and with all these makeshift resumes that I just typed up and went to the library and printed out, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go to each of these places and just ask them if they're hiring. That day, I remember I applied to Forever 21 for sure. You know, gotta cop that employee discount, you know what I'm saying? Applied there. I remember applying to Aeropostale. I applied to Zara, actually. That one I did get an interview for, but they called me back again for like a second interview, and I was just like, nah, okay, because I had already taken another job. Yeah, they took a long time to get back to me for a second interview, and I was just like, okay, if that's how y'all do it. But yeah, y'all taking a while. I need money now. I also applied to Spencer's. I remember I applied to Spencer's also. And then after that, I had walked down to Amy's Hallmark, where they sell like the little gift cards and greeting cards and stuff, and they always decorate for the season. It's just super cute. So I went there, gave them my resume, and the manager there was just like, could you do an interview right now? And I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. So we went out into like the middle area, because it's like LaCantera is like an outside mall. So we went out and sat on one of the benches, and she just started, asking me questions about myself. What am I doing right now, like school-wise? What's my schedule look like? My availability? And I answered all her questions, and she was just like, okay, I'll give you a call later. And I was like, okay, thanks for the interview. I really appreciate it. Business suit and tie, and I went home, and then by the next day I got a call, and she was just like, hey, when can you start? And I'm just like, I can't remember the exact schedule that they gave me at the time, but I do remember that I was completely freaked out of my mind on the first day. So pretty much my first day obviously was just training, and so I was with, I can't remember the girl's name. The girl who was training me, she was teaching me about like the front desk, the register, how to restock shelves, what's behind the shelves, the back with the inventory and all that different stuff, how to clock in and clock out. So she was pretty much showing me almost everything within day one, and I think my worst part was the register. It was very, very rare occasions when I worked the register. I was mainly just working the floor, but there was a time when I finally kind of got the hang of it, and they gave me like a code and stuff to be able to log into the register and be able to operate that when necessary, because there were some days where I was running the front shop by myself and the manager was in the back just doing managerial stuff. And so yeah, I can't remember how long I was at that job for. Probably just a couple months. I think I was just there for a semester. Not that long. I would have stayed there if they hadn't shut down. Okay, so here's the thing. I think something happened. I didn't really do a lot of research on it. I just looked it up like a little bit and asked just a little bit of questions. But like, yeah, I was out of the job, so I had to move on quickly. But what had happened was, I think they had shut down because they couldn't pay the lease, the amount it costs to have a space in LaCantera Mall. So they closed down, and they did offer me a position at another location, but I've never owned a car in my life. I didn't have one at the time. I don't have one now, but I have my license. Yeah, I couldn't really get myself there in an efficient means of transportation, so I was just like, you know what, it's fine. Jobs come and go. I'll just find something else. Thanks for your time. So, let's talk about what I did during my shift. So I was real silly when it came to my jobs. At the time, I was 19. I remember back then, Snapchat was like really poppin', and so I was definitely on there, and I had a couple of my friends on there. But one thing I do remember doing is I would always make Snapchats on the clock, but only when it was me at the store by myself. I can't remember if I was ever a key holder. There were times when I thought I wasn't being watched. I probably was. They just didn't really say anything to me because my work ethic, I think, was still pretty okay. Like, it was still pretty decent. Like, the store never went into chaos while I was on shift. I used to make Snapchats because they play the same music every day, and so I just think of all these ideas, and then I dance, like, in between the card sections for my Snapchat because I was so cool. Like, specifically, that always came on. This song was weird. It sounded kind of like ragtime. Like, I can't remember what year, but it sounded like ragtime or roaring 20s or something. It was this lady singing, and it kind of went like dun 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 dun. And that specific part right there kind of had me fucked up, because I was just like, what is she saying? I never knew the lyric. Like, the lyrics to me sounded like it was saying, and he's coming to rescue me, sitting around thinking about musty balls. I was like, what is she saying? I don't know. Like, this is supposed to be a family-friendly store, right? I don't know who made the playlist. I don't know. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Some of the best stuff about the job. The best stuff is the employee discount and the fact that Hallmark it was the hub for gifts. Yeah, like the place where people would go to find any kind of gift for anyone who likes DIY or just that cute stuff. Like, I think one of my favorites was, you know, those little teardrop eye kids. They had like just a bunch of merchandise on that. I always had an employee discount, of course. So I always had a gift to give somebody during that semester, and it was cute, it was sentimental, and I was just like, this is perfect, because I'm in this time in my life right now where like a lot of special people were coming in, and I wanted to let them know that, like, I care about you. I want you to stay in my life. So I had to, you know, make shifty with the gifty and, you know, all that stuff. Another really cute thing that I liked were the grannies that would come during like Thanksgiving and Christmas, because they would come in around Thanksgiving time to put in like a layaway for their ornament. Like, there are some ladies out there, and men, out there that just collect ornaments. They be having them big old containers just filled to the brim. Not even just one, like 3 containers. Like one lady told me she had 3 containers just full of ornaments. And I was just like, what you got? Like half of that will fill up a whole tree. Like how many trees do you plan on decorating? It's just a hobby, so they just collect them. And so it's really cute when they come in and they talk about it and they're just like, oh, I love this is my hobby, this is my passion, and it made me smile. One more thing that I really liked about the job. The uniform was, I believe, like black pants, a white colored shirt, and they'd give you this little apron. This is like my second job I'm talking about so far, but yeah, I've never had to wear like an apron for anything, and I was just like, this is cute. I could get used to this. But yeah, I really liked wearing a little Hallmark apron, and then during the holidays, you put a little button on the apron, and yeah, it was really cute. I really enjoyed that job. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this video. If this is your first time watching me, please go back and watch my previous video. That would be a story about my first ever job at the Tower of the Americas. I'm gonna put it right here. If you've already been to my channel, thank you so much for coming back and viewing my content. It really means a lot to me and I really appreciate it. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!